Good morning and welcome to the morning break. I'm Rob Patz. It is Monday, July 27th, 2026, and we're getting ready to come up to our 1 year celebration of the morning break. Coming up to 1 year, it just blows me away. We're still hunting for music. This is not it. Just telling you. We actually already have the music. You know what? I should play it one of these days and just not say anything. That's an idea. Hope you had a great weekend. Mine was amazing. We of course had our Bible study. Kristen and I have started a Bible study. I feel low. I feel like I need to sit up a little bit. Kristen and I started a Bible study a few months ago, and we saw it grow again. It was amazing Saturday. Then Sunday, we were able to minister. Kristen spoke. You're going to see those on Abundant TV coming up. But it was a good weekend. It was. I hope yours was good. I hope you did something fun. Baseball season fully underway. Mariners fumbled 2 games in Texas. If you're following along, and you know I'm a Mariner fan. My wife a Tiger fan. Tiger's not doing much better. Kind of rough right now. Kind of a rough time. Got my San Juan mug. Got that in old San Juan. Loved it. And I wanted to, and if you've seen like my several of my mugs, they're like, I wouldn't say custom made. There's a couple that are actually technically. I think the Savannah mug was if you've seen that on the show, was actually one of one. Like you can't get another one like that. Some of my other mugs are unique to the area, usually an artist or something local. This one's not. This was I'm having a hard time in the land of coffee, which Puerto Rico likes to put themselves in as it was hard to find good coffee cups. Like it was, I need it has to have a certain feel. It also has to have a certain amount. It can't be like a wimpy little coffee cup. And that was kind of where I was feeling. I was feeling a lot of like wimpy coffee cups. It wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Listen, you know what I do love with my coffee is snacks. In fact, I have recently found the joy in freeze-dried snacks. And the great folks at my-snackies.com. That's my-snackies.com. They have been awesome here on the show, and they have fantastic freeze-dried snacks. And if your vacation is still to come and you're taking a road trip, remember to order some my-snackies.com. And that goes great with coffee. We've got to talk about coffee, of course, and our great sponsor, the folks at 7 Weeks Coffee. Amazing deals going on right now. And here's the thing, they won't let me talk about it on air. In fact, actually, they emailed me Friday and said, we know you want to talk about it, but you got to send people to the website. Go to 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order, okay? So when you order, there's some fantastic deals going on, but use the promo code ATV10 to get an extra discount and to let them know that you came from Abundant TV a little over a year and a half ago. It blows me away. It does. It really blows me away that we've gotten to this point with them, and I enjoy their coffee. And this is what happens. I'm kind of a secular person when it comes to coffee. Like I'll like something for a little while, and then I usually change. It's like I love Dunkin'. I'm not a huge Starbucks fan, but I love Dunkin'. And I specifically, I love good small roaster coffee, which is what 7 Weeks Coffee is. So remember, go to 7weeks.com, check out the great deals right now, and then use the promo code ATV10 to save yourself some extra money and let them know about that. So today, kind of an interesting day. I'm going to talk about 2 things. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about today is Chicken Fingers Day. So we're going to go with the good, the fun, and the happy first. So today is National Chicken Fingers Day. And and by the way, I have to tell you, I'm glad when they changed it from chicken fingers to most people now call them chicken tenders. Yeah, eating chicken fingers never was something that sounded exciting to me. So what my question for you on National Chicken Finger Day is, what kind of sauce do you dip your chicken fingers in? Or do you just eat them straight? That's very very, I don't know. It's not good. Maniacal was the word I was looking for, just in case you were wondering there. Had that moment. There's why when I was in college, the professor said, "Don't overuse big words on radio or television." And there's why. So, yeah, you learn something. Use it 27 years later. Yeah, that's good job, Rob. There you go. Anyway, and the other thing is kind of a sad note. Today is my mom's birthday. My mom, of course, passed away a year and a half ago, if you follow my journey or follow my life. And she was amazing and incredible. And over the night last night, as we moved into the 27th, I really wanted to just the impact that she had. My mom was amazingly positive, amazingly just incredible. She was an amazing speaker, amazing businesswoman, amazing pastor's wife, and an incredible mom. And I do miss her very much. And for anyone that says it gets easier, um, I'm glad for them, because it hasn't for me. I miss her incredibly, but I also know that right now my mom is having so much more fun than we are. She is in heaven and enjoying her time there, and getting a chance to praise the God that she spoke so much about, not only to me personally, but to women and to churches all across the country. And so, my mom's birthday, and so that's it. And I just wanted to share that with you, because you know what, she still deserves a shout out. Amazing woman, and of course, she loved me. Of course, really, what is there not to love? I'm adorable. Just can't figure out why anybody wouldn't. Sarah Rybicki is with us. She has an amazing show, and we're super excited because August 10th, it comes to the network. We're excited about that. We're going to talk to her after these very important messages.
Behind every precious life, there was a choice. Behind every family moment, behind every special memory, there was a choice. A life of joy, a life that is beautifully and wonderfully made. At 7 Weeks Coffee, we are funding the pro-life movement, one cup at a time. Will you let your coffee serve a greater purpose?
So during the commercial break, I kept saying the word maniacal, just because I wanted to say it and not feel like I was totally challenged. But we're excited today. We have a really cool guest, Sarah Rybicki. Did I get it close? Rybicki.
Yeah, Rybicki.
There we go. She has an amazing show. We're going to talk about that. But before we do, Sarah, this is what we do usually. Kind of whatever national day it is, we're going to ask you. So first place, do you like chicken fingers / chicken tenders?
Oh, most definitely.
Yes. Okay. And what dip do you use?
It depends on my mood. I'm more of a ranch dipper. I'll use ranch for about anything, but I also like honey mustard with chicken tenders and chicken nuggets.
See, there you go. So that is a very wise woman. Second, honey mustard's my second, but you got to have the ranch, and it's got to be Hidden Valley. And Hidden Valley doesn't sponsor me, but they at least once a week get mentioned here on the show. It is good to have you here, Sarah. I want you to first and foremost tell everybody a little bit about you, and then we're going to talk about the show.
Okay, a little about me. I am a follower of Christ. I am a wife and a mother, as well as an author and an evangelist, a publishing coach, and the host of the Ridiculous Faith podcast. I am just the average, normal person. I came to Christ when I came into motherhood, because it challenged me so. And ever since then, I have been on fire for wanting to tell people what he has done for me in my life.
So I love the name. It's Ridiculous Faith.
Yes.
And I do. I was like, first time that I saw that, I was like, this lady is clever.
Yeah.
So tell me how you came up with the name. I mean, other than
Well,
I know the front part of it's your name, but I mean, how did you come up with it?
well, obviously with my name, but also because our faith is it's called ridiculous all the time. I was just called ridiculous in a comment section. And the world tends to think that we are ridiculous for our beliefs. And we hear from pastors and speakers all the time, but ordinary believers, I'm sorry, ordinary believers know that it's not ridiculous. But to be called ridiculous, we know that to be persecuted, it's already prophesied. Like Jesus told us that people are going to think you're ridiculous. So when it came to picking a name, I wanted to just kind of own it. If we're going to be ridiculous and have ridiculous faith, then let's do it. We'll be ridiculous faith.
I love that. So
Yeah.
tell everybody a little bit about the show.
The show is testimony based. I have guests who come on and they share their testimonies and what they do for the kingdom. And the reason I find that testimonies are so important, I a lot of times get Revelation 12:11. They triumph over him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Literally have been told that our testimony is our superpower. It is our weapon against the enemy. And it just takes somebody sharing their testimony to inspire someone else to share theirs. Like we need to tell more people what Jesus has done for our lives so they can have Jesus in their lives as well. Like it's a system that God has put into place and we're working it.
See, and I love the one thing I want to talk about, and this is, I love what you said because testimonies inspire others, and you've inspired me. And I want you to share a little bit about your personal life and about what's going on. And my wife and I pray for you and your family every day since we met you. And I want you to share a little bit because there may be somebody out there that's walking the same road that you're currently walking. And I think that is always so important to encourage them.
Well, currently in this season, my husband, he has been diagnosed with end-stage non-alcoholic liver disease with stage 4 cirrhosis, which means that his liver does not work at all in his body. He has had many visits in and out of the ICU, and there's been a couple times where we thought like his body was going to give up on him. But through that, God has only strengthened our faith and our testimony with everything that we've gone through together. I've heard him speak to me more in a hospital waiting room than I've heard him in sitting in a pew at church. So even though it seems like it's a dire terminal disease, I'm sorry, God has used it in our lives to strengthen our faith and make our family stronger. So I don't see it as a terminal disease ruining our life. It was a diagnosis that woke us up and has brought us closer together and closer to God.
How do you and I'm sorry, I never like to see people cry, but I also know that there are other people out there right now probably dealing with the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And how do you daily and I suspect I know the answer to this, but I want you to articulate it. How do you daily, you know, do life? Because right now I know because from us talking, sometimes it's very challenging.
Oh yeah.
So how are you doing the daily?
Well, God has shaped me through this because on the daily, at first, I was trying to control everything. Like I needed to have everything planned out. And if something was wrong, I needed a backup plan. But now I've been able to release that control, give it to God. On the daily, I wake up. The first thing I do is tell God I'm awake. I'm ready to do your will. Let's do it. And if my husband is hurting or feeling weak and can't get out of the bed that day, then I know that I'm picking up most of the slack that day. And that's okay. Like I know what my vows were and what we made promises to God, and I'm going to stick to them. So most days it's finding out how he feels, what he thinks he can handle, because he doesn't want to be an invalid laying in the bed, just dying away from this terminal disease. He wants to live life too. So on the bad days, it's taking care of him, taking care of our home, our animals, our children, and also reminding him like you need to get up a little bit, move around a little bit, and still take care of yourself mentally, not just physically. So even when your body is hurting, let's sit and relax, pray, spend time together and not stress about it. And it's just taking it day by day. Like we can make plans, and we do make plans, but we know that we have no control over the things that are going to happen when it comes to that day. And it's realizing that we can release it. And even if it changes, we have God to lean on. And his plan is bigger, better, and it's going to come through.
So how are you navigating that? You mentioned your kids, and that's something else too that they're navigating this. How are you navigating it with them? And what piece of advice would you have to somebody that is dealing in this same situation, dealing with a spouse that might be battling a health issue? How do you what's your I guess the question would be, what's your advice to them? How do you share that with your children, or how do you bring them along so that they don't feel like they're being shut out of the situation, but they're a part of it?
We keep an open dialogue with them. Any questions that they have, we try to answer them. And they just turned 4, 6, and 8. So their questions have been, tiny questions. They don't really understand. But the way we explain it to them is daddy is sick on the inside of his body. So even though some days he looks fine on the outside, he doesn't feel good on the inside. And they understand that. And they understand that when he's in the hospital, it's because he's a little too sick and the doctors need to help him a little bit. So there's being there for them and trying to make sure they're not scared about their dad being sick. They know he is sick, but they know that he loves them. They know I love them. We raised them to know Christ and to pray to Christ when, something's not going their way. I I give them daily encouragement and love. And if they're confused about something, if dad's in the hospital, I tell them just come to me and we can talk it out. I don't go into full details like what it will end up being one day because I don't think they're ready for that. The advice I would give to anybody who is dealing with being diagnosed with a terminal disease and raising young children is to keep that dialogue open for them. Don't try to shun them or hide it from them because they're going to see. They're going to see the days when he's not getting out of bed. They're going to see when we're rushing him to the hospital. They deserve to know too. Like that's their dad. And
Mhm.
they have to navigate their feelings with it as well. And I think it really kind of gives the opportunity to show them like this is where when you don't know how you're feeling or what to say, this is when we go to God and we pray.
I was just gonna say that. No one wants to go through what you're going through. But at the
Right.
same time, I'm gonna be very curious in 10 years to see where your children are with their faith.
Mm.
I think it's gonna strengthen, and I believe this is what's gonna happen is because you are living transparently and you're really letting them know that, hey, listen, we lean on God for everything.
Mhm.
And I think that's really powerful. So tell me, because I know your show is based on testimonies. Tell me a couple of the testimonies that you've had that have just floored you that you went, wow, that's incredible.
Ah, the one that just popped into mind was Pastor Brandon Phillips from Edmond, South Carolina, Edmond First Baptist Church. He he had success and money and was happy with his life and he thought he was happy with his life and he completely left it all behind to be a pastor, to come to South Carolina with his family, become part of this church. And he has since grown it so much. He tells the story of how he had a man he seemed homeless, who was outside of his church when he got there. And he invited him in because he was going to make himself breakfast and get ready for the day and everything. And the man was like, I'm not hungry, but can you pray with me? And so Pastor Brandon took him into the sanctuary and prayed with him, spent time with him and fellowshiped with him. And I do believe he got to have some breakfast with him, but he had other things to do. So he told the man, you wait here at the church. You have permission. Just stay here and we're going to help you. We're going to take care of you. He said, okay, I'll stay. Pastor Brandon went, ran his errands. He came back. The man was gone. They wanted to find him so they could continue helping him, right? They check all of the cameras. They cannot find where this man left the building. They cannot find him walking outside of the building. They can't find him walking inside the building. He just evaporated. They can't find him. He never comes back again. Pastor Brandon, to this day, will tell you, like, he believes that that was an angel coming to work with him and test him. And that story, it provoked so much emotion to me because I know he's right. I know that.
I
that
feel
had-
I had chills while you were
Yes.
telling this story. Oof.
That testimony, it gets me every time. He's told it to me a couple of times, and each time I do get chills from it.
And I want to, there's a couple things I want to ask. I want to ask you about this coming season, which debuts on the network. We're going to be on Abundant TV. We're so excited to have Sarah as part of our team. Starts August 10th at 6 a.m. Eastern time, because that I did not pick that time first. So if you're mad at me that you won't get to see her show because you're not up at 6 a.m., it will be released on demand. You can watch it later in the day. I will not be, and I want to tell Sarah this. I love Sarah in her heart, but I will not be up at 6 a.m. to watch her show. It will be on demand for me. But tell everybody what's in store for this new season coming up.
Oh, it's so good. And I picked 6 a.m. because I had people telling me they liked listening to it on the way to work. So you could just catch it anytime.
There you go.
But for this season, I already have some amazing guests lined up. Their interviews done. We have authors, pastors, recovering addicts. It's going to be amazing. Everybody that has come forward and applying to be on the show, like their fire for Christ, has shown me that this is exactly what God wants me to continue doing. We have a flight attendant who also lived in Africa for like 20 something years on mission. And she has an amazing story. I'm excited to share that. Who else do we have? We have His Vision Entertainment, which, if you've heard of him, he's done a couple small films and he is on fire for Christ and making more movies. His testimony is absolutely inspiring. He is a recovering alcoholic, like me, because, we all had to go through some demons. Goodness.
It sounds fun though. I mean, it's going to be a great season of the show.
Like, there hasn't been one episode I've recorded that isn't fun. These people are amazing, and I hope to keep in contact with them. And I've said before, like, every episode is a lesson for me first, and then I get to share it with everybody.
And that was what I was going to ask, because and you talked a little bit about it. You're recovering alcoholic, and the thing that I wanted to ask is, how do you're obviously going through that, you're recovering, and how did the testimonies, how did that affect you when you started going, I wasn't alone in this, because obviously now you started your recovery process prior to the show. I want to clarify for anybody that's watching.
Way back,
yeah. But how does it, because I think testimonies, and this is so the kind of a combo question, because I think testimonies at church are powerful. How does your testimony and your dealing with the alcohol, situation, how did that kind of form what you wanted to do with the show?
Well, it goes back to what you said about, like, not being alone, because almost every guest I've had, that is part of their core message too, is to let people know that they are not going through these things alone. There's nothing new under the sun. You're not the first one to be addicted to alcohol or drugs, and you're not going to be the first person to overcome them and give your life to Christ. And as people who have done that and been through that process, we need to share with those people who are still stuck that there is redemption. Redemption is possible, it is proven, and you can have it too. Here are our success stories and how you can apply your life and how you can apply those rules to your life and also be redeemed.
Yeah, it's I love this. I love the idea for the show. I was so excited when I got to meet Sarah the first time, and I knew her heart. She'd sent me some links, and I went, this is a show we need on the network. We're excited about it. I want to give you a chance to tell everybody where they can get your book, because you have a book we haven't even talked about. So we're going to have you back on again, because we haven't even talked about the book. We just talked a little bit about the show. We talked about your life. This was more like a getting to know you. So we'll have to have you back. We'll talk about the book. Where can they find the book? Where can they find all your stuff? Where can they do that?
Okay. You can find all of my books, because I have 9 published now, on Amazon. They're all available on Amazon. You can also look into them on my website, Rybicki.com. I am on all the social medias. We have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're on X as well.
And you're really active on Facebook. So if people want to get in contact with you, probably agree. Give everybody just really quick, because we're coming down to the end of the time. You have 9 books. I didn't realize you had 9 books. I knew you'd written some books, but tell everybody a little bit about the 9 books.
Okay. 2 of them are just Own Your Story Workbook is how you can get started on writing your own testimony. Lost Valley Road is my memoir, Christian testimony of how I lived before Christ and how I came to Christ. I wrote a couple resources too. Where do I start reading the Bible? The Christianese Codex, Volume 1 and Volume 2, which defines Christian words and Christian questions. And Called to Care right here, that's kind of my testimony, an ongoing testimony through taking care of my husband and our family through the diagnosis.
That's awesome. And get it all at ridiculousfaith.com.
You can get it ridiculous.com.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be in the show notes, everybody, because I'm not even trying to spell that. But we appreciate you, Sarah. We're going to have you back on again, because I want to talk about all this stuff, because you have so much. Super multi-talented. Watch for her show starting August 10th on the network, Ridiculous Faith. Sarah, it is always a joy to talk to you. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Rob. It's been so much fun.
I've had a blast. Sarah's show is amazing, and I can't wait for you to see it on the network starting August 10th, 6 a.m. Eastern time, or you can catch it always on demand. That's the way we do stuff. It's always so much fun. Where did the time go? It went ridiculously fast. You like that? There we go. Ooh, this feels very classical as we go. It has been wonderful to be with you today on the morning break. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for spending time with us. Remember our great sponsor, the great folks at 7weekscoffee.com. That's 7weekscoffee.com. Use the promo code ATV10 when you order. Also, thanks to the great folks at my-snackies.com. That's my-snackies.com. And man, we just appreciate you so much. Thanks for spending your morning break with us.